Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Bhavna Joshi and I am taking the subject childhood and growing up. So today in this subject we will be studying about the similarities and diversities in childhood and the construction of multiple childhood. This topic is in your unit 2 of childhood and growing up, B.Ed 101. So let's study about the similarities among children within the childhood. So these are, there are various similarities in every childhood of every child, and there are few diversities which make the childhood of every person different. So the first similarity among the children within the childhood is need to feel good. Every child, whether irrespective of the fact from which background or which kind of childhood he or she is living, every child need is to feel good. Next is link between the sequence of visible development and the development of the brain. So this is also similarity among the childhood of every person, every child, that there is a visible link between which can be seen in the sequence of the visible development and the development of the brain. They both are linked, they are both are correlated, and it is very much visible in every child's development. Now the another similarity among children is the need for recreational and play activities. Every child, no matter from which background the child is coming, with which disability the child is suffering, with which financial condition the child is suffering, but there is always a similarity in children that they want to play, they want to have the recreational activities. Every child, whether he or she is coming from a socially lower economical level or from the upper class, every child wants to play and have recreational activities. Another similarity among children is the socialization need. Every child wants to socialize. It's only that in the infant the child is not social, but as the child grows, the child want to make relations with the people he or she wants to socialize. Then another similarity is need for affection, acceptance, consistency, and respect. Every child needs affection and care. Every child needs, acceptance of his or her ideas. Whatever he or she is saying, he wants others to accept it, wants others to acknowledge it. And they, as although they are children, but they also want respect. So another similarity is developing relationships. So every child want to develop relationship with people. When the child is, is infant, he or she is not socialized, but as he or she grows in the childhood, child wants to make friendship relations with other people. As the child grows to the adolescent stage, again he or she wants to develop relationships with each other. So this is the similarity, that irrespective of the fact from which background the child is coming, the similarity is they want to develop relationship with other people. Next is diversities. Now how the childhood is different from children's childhood is different from one another. So the diversity is difference with respect to class, caste, tribe, religion, and region also. So the childhood would be different of different class children, like upper class, middle class, and lower class. Every child's childhood would not be same. On the basis of caste, tribe, on the basis of religion also, every religion has its practices and they follow it religiously. So there is a difference in with regard to that also. Then region, from which region they are in a urban metropolitan city, or they are in a rural village, from which region they are coming up, that is also an important factor which leads to diversities among the children. Then there is gender diversity. Yes, the childhood of a male, that is boy, will be different as compared to the girl. So gender diversity is there. Then developmental pace is different. Every child's developmental pace is different. You know, we cannot say that by the age of 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, the height will should be this and the weight should be this. It is, you know, the developmental pace is different. So it could be that one child could have the height of this much centimeter, whereas the other child could have the height of this much centimeter. So then again there is this diversity with regard to the developmental phase. Then learning aptitude diversity. Every child is not, you know, cannot score 90% or 99%. So the learning aptitude, the capability to learn and know everything, is different in every child. So learning aptitude also contributes to the diversity among the children. Then comes the language and culture. Language differences is there, cultural differences is there, personality differences is there, socio-economic status also contributes to the diversity among children. Then comes the exceptional children. That means the children who have exceptional needs, like children with special needs. Some of them cannot walk properly, or some of them cannot see, cannot hear, cannot speak. So those children have a diverse childhood. They are different from the other people. So diversity among the children, these are the reasons why there is diversity among the children within the same childhood. Then comes the multiple childhood. What do you mean by the multiple childhood word? Multiple childhood means the different type of childhood which every single, you know, every other child is living. So the multiple childhood could be, a child could have social, economically higher class, the one who is coming from higher class, that the childhood is different. Socio-economically middle class children, their childhood is different. Socially economically lower middle class children, their childhood is different. Then differently abled children. Then there is child labor also. Child labor, these type of children, their childhood would be altogether different. Then survivor of child abuse, those who are the survivors of child abuse, their childhood would be, you know, um, their psychological development would be different. Their childhood would be different. Delinquent children, their childhood would be different. Orphans, then children having single parent, their childhood would be different. And children with learning disability, like some of them are suffering, have dyslexia or dysgraphia, dyscalculia. So these type of learning disability, the children who are having, their childhood would be different from the other children. So these are the different multiple childhoods. Then factors which leads to construction of multiple childhood. How come these children have these multiple childhood? What are the factors which leads to the construction of this multiple childhood? So the first one is physical, psychological, emotional, intellectual, moral, and social. That these are the these development contributes to the multiple childhood construction. Then role of the institutions like the school, society, the religious places, these help in nurturing the unique developmental need of the children. Next factor is the children's relation with their family. Their relation with family, their peer, their community, their society, that also leads to the multiple childhood construction. Then is the experiences, whether a positive or negative experience of social relationship by children also contributes to the multiple childhood. Then obviously in this point, the person who is having positive experience of social relationships will have a positive childhood, whereas those who are having a negative experience of social relationship will have a negative childhood. Then issues and concerns associated with children regarding formation of gender and sexual identities, that is also one important point which contributes to the construction of multiple childhood. Then respect provided to child's choice. If you are providing a respect to the child's choice, whatever he or she wants, you are giving them, you are respecting them, then the childhood would be different as compared to when you are not respecting the needs of the child's choice. Then socialization of children into gender specific role. How the child socialize in the gender specific roles, as we discussed earlier also, that there are different gender roles which are given to each gender, like the girls should be sober, should be shy, should know how to cook, whereas the boys should not, should be strong, should be well built, should not work in household work, should not contribute. They should have, they should work for the living of the house. So these are the socialization of children into gender specific roles also contribute to the multiple childhood. How you are, bringing your child in a family contributes to the multiple childhood. What kind of environment you are giving to the child contributes to the multiple childhood. What type of environment you are giving. Then treatment of children in transition from childhood to adulthood by society and family. How you are treating the child in the adolescent age, how you are treating him when he is in the transition from childhood to adulthood, that is the adolescent, how you are treating them, treating the child in that period will surely have will be an important factor which leads to the multiple childhood. So these were the points, factors which contribute to multiple childhood. I hope you all understood about the similarities and diversities of childhood and the multiple childhood factors. Thank you so much.